Welcome to the Fast Track Listening Program. The ideas presented here are intended to assist in developing a strong and profitable business for IBOs, powered by Amway and affiliated with Marker Man Productions. Enjoy the following message.
Well, hey, it's great to be here. I tell you, I tried to get out here early yesterday to meet every one of you, to shake your hands, look you in the eye, pat you on the back, let you know how proud we are of all of you. I know I might not have said hi to every one of you, but I made it my mission to do that yesterday. And just want to let you know how proud we are of you, because we know that you paid a price to be here this weekend, just like we paid a price. Bonnie and I drove 18 hours nonstop to get here, and what a small price to pay to be here this weekend. It was funny because on the last hour of the drive, I saw a truck. It said, "Destined for Greatness." And I thought, what a great statement. And that's what this weekend is all about, you know. And so, at any rate, the thing is, what we all have to find out is our reason to build the business. Once we can figure that out, the rest will be fun. You know, you'll fall in love with the price that needs to be paid. You'll be excited about it. And so what is your reason? And I'll tell you, my reason is right here. And all the things that I did that I didn't want to do, and I still do the things I don't want to do. That's all part of my life. That's who I am, doing what I don't want to do because I understand the reasons I'm doing it, right? And so everything I did in this business, all the sacrifice, all the hurts I did was for her. And the reason why we have what we have today is because of her, because I could not have done this on my own. So when you work together and you do it for each other, you will build yourself such a great future for your family and build a legacy, and that's what this weekend is all about, is building legacy. So I'm going to share with you my angel, and she's the best gift God has ever given me, and I hope you feel that same way, and I know you do about your spouse as well. So, Bonnie, I'm going
Thanks, honey.
to turn it over to you.
Well, he says that, and I probably would have never built the business if it wasn't for him, because it wasn't my dream. But, you know, when you find somebody and you have a relationship in the future, you build it together. And so that was kind of our combination. But what a night we had last night. I'm telling you, it was incredible. You could have gone home last night. The conversation was so incredible. I just loved Vinny and Dana. And then just the fact that Ron Ball had so much incredible information. It's just overwhelming. And, you know, it takes that time to get together like this. I appreciate MMP for putting it together so we can come here together and just review and get excited and refired up about our goals. And, you know, as we were asked to talk, I thought about what are the couple of things that have made a difference for Bobby and I in building our business. And two words came to mind. One was discipline. Because, you know, when we first got in, it was going to take us a lot of discipline. We weren't the type of people that knew where we wanted to go, what we wanted to do, but we knew that if we did the right things, it would happen. And we have to have that discipline, that resilience to do the things that it's going to take for you to achieve success. You know, sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you can, especially for me, I can be a procrastinator. But that, you know, being resilient and just having to know that you're responsible for the things that happen in your life. You can't have the victim attitude. You have to take responsibility for that. You know, if you have success in your business, success in your marriage, success as a parent, you know, all those things come because you are resilient and disciplined. And take responsibility for that. And what are your goals? What are your goals? And do those things. I think probably the biggest thing for Bobby and I is that we kind of we were cheerleaders for each other. You know, I'd cheer him on, he'd cheer me on, and we stayed that way. Not did we ever get down at the same time, because we knew how important it was to build this business, and we knew how important it was that we had to keep on doing the basics, and that's why you're here this weekend, and that's why you're selling your product, that's why you listen to audios and you come to functions, because you want something from this business. And so having that discipline to do it. The other one is commitment, and it was funny because Ron Ball talked about that this morning, the commitment. You know, I can remember early on, people said, you got to be committed to this business. You got to be committed to this business. And you know what I really found out? We needed to be committed to each other, because when we were committed to each other, we were going to do whatever we needed to do to build the business. And so if you're committed to your family, to your children, whatever it is, you know, that's what you look at and say, I'm going to build the business for them. I'm going to build the business so that we can have a certain lifestyle or we can have the finances. But it takes that commitment to I guess, get yourself out there every day or get yourself out there every night. And, those two things are something that you focus on every day. I mean, I've probably gotten more disciplined the older I've gotten with certain things, but it's just funny because you look back and you think you thought you were committed, you thought you were disciplined, and then now you can just sit back and think, I really wasn't. I really wasn't committed. I thought I was building the business, but I really wasn't building the business. And so get that commitment and that discipline to go on and build your business, because those are the things that are going to make a huge difference for you. I'm telling you, last night was so on, and it was so incredible. There's so many blessings from this business. And, Bobby says he built it for me, and I built it for him. And, I look at the lifestyle and the things that we had because we built it together and be able to share with our family. That's probably the most incredible thing for us, too, is because of that. But, we just keep each other accountable all the time. Even now, after Bobby had his heart attack, I keep him accountable for eating. I keep him accountable for exercise. And he keeps me accountable for exercise. But those are things that we have to do if we want to have a long and energetic and long life. And so we're like that. And that was funny because I thought he was going to tell you a story because I drove some of the way here. And it was a special time that he tries now. He's going to tell me he saved my life. So if you know Bobby, that's, he goes, you were driving off and then all of a sudden I saved your life. And I was driving. And, it's a story of our life. I said to him the other night, I said, are there any stories that we can tell on ourselves? Because we always have a story to tell of things that we do. But enjoy the business, enjoy the journey, because that's really what it's all about. We've been doing this for a long time, and there are so many special times in our life and through this business. And, when you talk about enjoying the journey, and I think Vinny talked about this last night, you do it for the love of the people. I mean, we just do it for the love of the people. I mean, we love our organization. We love MMP. We want to be an example to those people so they know that they can build this business. And when you listen to Harvey talk about Bobby with his marijuana and his life, I mean, we've come a long way, baby. And it's pretty incredible when we look back and think about those days, because you know what? Someday you are going to be 70. We used to say that to ourselves all the day. Someday we're going to be 60. Someday we're going to be 70. Well, guess what? Now we're there, and it feels good to know that we went out there and put the effort in to make this business succeed. So our prayer for you this weekend is that something will happen, that will get inside your heart, that you'll realize that you have to build this business. You don't really have an option, that you have to build this business for your family, for yourself, and just go out there and make it happen. And that's what we hope that you'll move on from here. Now, thank you, and here's Bobby.
Are going into our 45th year being in this business. So think about how old were you 45 years ago? And so while some of you, your parents were changing your diapers, we were learning how to show the plan. And we were out there, and the first few years was a struggle, but man, we were focused. And even to this day, every day I do things that I don't want to do. It's who I am. Every day I do things I don't want to do. Now, I also do things I want to do, but that's easy, right? Easy to do, easy not to do. So let's think about this for a minute. What are we really doing here with this business? And really what we're doing is we're building legacies, right? I mean, you think what DeVos and Van Andel created, but then there were 3 IBOs, the Victors, the Dutts, the Hansons, that developed that business around the globe. And you wonder what it must have been like for Jody having front view, watching this, the front row seats, watching his dad, a milk truck driver, going out there and building an incredible business that would go around the world one day. And what a legacy that him and his mom had built. And then you think about, then it was Jody's turn. And, I can imagine what it was like for Steve and Joe the first time they heard it. I remember the first time I heard Jody say this at there were thousands of people, and what he said was, "Marker Man!" First time I heard that, I went, "Wow, man, that made me feel so good." You know why? Because I was a marker man. And when you become a marker man, your dreams come true, but not until then. So we have to do the things we don't want to do over and over and over. And if we know why, it'll be fun. We'll make it fun. And so, but now Jody and Kathy became a unit. They became one, and they went out there and built their legacy, and what a legacy they created. And then they've passed it on to Steve and Marcia and Joe and Kelly, and now they are building their legacy. You're seeing it in front of your own eyes. You've been watching it for years now, and yet we see Cody and Roxy, right? I'm just getting to really meet them. And I had just a couple of minutes to talk with them. I felt so good just to be able to introduce myself and say hi to them. You know these people. So you think about what's going on here in this event this weekend here. And so, and then you look at the Dutt family and how, our heart goes out to Gina, but how thankful she is and all the memories that she has and all the love that she'll always have and embrace. And just think about the legacy that they built, and now their kids are building, and I just love their kids as well. And just talking with Jerry and Rochelle back there, and Stacy and Jason is like, man, what beautiful people they are, And so the legacy is being built. I look at all these diamonds here. Bonnie, we love these diamonds. We love MMP. And we feel so blessed to be part of it. But these diamonds are warriors. They're marker men and marker women. I mean, they're teams, and they made sacrifices, and they made commitments, and they did it over and over and over and over. They did the things they didn't want to do, and they kept doing it. So many people are looking for the things they want to do. They're looking for easy. Easy won't have results. And so you've just got to just decide that you're going to go out there and make something happen. Now, here's what's interesting. And then let me talk about Vinny and Dana first. Their story last night was phenomenal. I just love their story. I just enjoyed it, as all of you did. It was just beautiful. Gives hope to everybody. My story was a piece of cake when I think about it, and it was not a piece of cake. I cried a lot, and I can tell you about 13-hour drive, no shows. I can tell you when I got on airplanes and flew across the country several times for no shows, and I came home wondering, why am I doing this? It's not working. But I had to just preserve myself. I had to keep at it, and I had to keep the faith. And this is a business of faith. But at any rate, and Ron Ball, last night and today, we hear the stories. He is a diamond, and Amy, they are, and the lives that they're touching, and all the notes that we took from them today. But at any rate, so I got to get on with my story here. And I had all my talk written down, and I was all excited about sharing it with this weekend. And then I listened to the FTL, No More Excuses, and everything I had written down was on that audio just last week. I thought, man, I can't do that same talk. And so I rewrote my talk. And then Bonnie said, they've already heard about the 5 daily habits. They've already heard about how to pucker up. She said, don't talk about that. I wasn't going to talk long about it. She said, no, don't even talk about it. So, okay. So I had to come up with a new talk. And, as of just a few hours fresh, here we go, right? And this talk is really about the FTL and the audios and the books, because it's right there at our disposal. All we got to do is take it. If you're not listening to audios and if you're not reading, you are kidding yourself. You're doing the easy things. What is easy things? Don't listen to audios. I'm not in the mood. Don't read. I don't need to. Don't go to this. Don't do that. Don't. I'm not going. And so it's like you're hurting yourself, because instead of personal development and growing and becoming, one of the highlights of my life was going diamond. To introduce my wife for the first time on a diamond stage, and it was such a joy. 13 years after I started the business, and here it is, and we earned it together. We did it together, and what a joy that was. And it wasn't just going diamond, it was what we've learned in the process, all the distractions, all the hurts, all the disappointments, all the friendships, all the personal growth, all the examples, and then mostly the legacy that we created for our family, for our business, for our friends. And so, boy, what a joy, and to be able to walk in the back room there and be with all those diamonds. You know what it's like to be with these diamonds? They're back there. It's so fun to, even on a weekend like this, even if we just get 5 minutes of their time, and you have access to them, but you're too busy for them, aren't you? You're not going to take time out for them because you've heard them so many times. You've taken them for granted. When's the last time you listened to their audio? When's the last time you wrote them a note? When's the last time you said, I appreciate what you actually did because you give us hope, but we get so discouraged when we hear what we need to hear, right? At any rate, I don't have to talk to you about how to build a business. You already know all that. I want to talk about why we're here. You know what we all struggle with, all of us? Our belief. We do. We just doubt ourselves. We beat ourselves up, and nobody's worse than I am at that. And so, because we don't want to let people down. We don't want to let ourselves down. We don't want to let our kids down. It's amazing to think about love and what that really means, right? Whew, love. Think about who you love. Think about, I bet you thank God every day that you have that person in your life. Your spouse, your kids, your grandkids, your mom and dad, your grandparents. What a gift. Love. Love. Wow. Tell people you love them all the time. What a gift to love, to be loved. At any rate, I know they're probably right now passing they're handing their money over to each other right now. They're saying, oh, he'll cry. Oh, he will. He always does. Pay up. Oh, I tried not to. Sorry, whoever lost the money. So we struggle with our belief. Here's what I want to tell you. Forgive yourself for the things you haven't been doing, because you could start all over again. Quit beating yourself up. Oh, I got 3 minutes left. Oh, don't give yourself a life sentence. It's a life lesson. Oh, discipline is the only way you'll live your desires. That's the only way. So you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to learn that. The only time you should be afraid to fail is the last time you're willing to try. You know, the human body can just about do anything. It's the mind you have to convince, isn't it? See, the greatest gift you have is your coach. Because without the coach, you're on your own. You're independent, you're dependent, but you're not interdependent. So your coach is your gift. That's how you're going to grow beyond where you are. Not with the wisdom you already have, but the wisdom that they're going to share with you from their experiences, from their journey. You're too busy to communicate with them. You're too ashamed because you haven't been doing it, so you're not going to call them when they call you. You're going to avoid them, hurt yourself. So why are you building the business? You talk about wanting to leave a legacy. How's that going so far? So why are you in this business? And if you know the answer to that, you at least have a chance. But until you really talk about it with each other, get honest with each other, and are willing to do the things you don't want to do day after day, the simple things, push play, read, call my coach, say hi to a stranger, show the plan, not get all hung up. Are you like Eeyore, feeling sorry for all your problems, all yourself? Are you like Tigger? Man, you're just fired up about life. It doesn't matter what didn't happen. It's what's going to happen. You have to control that. And I'm here to tell you that time waits for no one. Your legacy can make a difference. The question is, will it? What is your legacy looking like right now? What your parents did? What you did in the past? Or what you're doing today and tomorrow and in the future? See, we are destined for greatness. And I hope you believe in yourself, and I hope you know you're loved. And so build this business for the people that love you. And if you love them, you will build the business for them. And we're just thankful and tickled pink to be here this weekend with you. We cannot say enough about the Victors, Jody and Kathy, their family, Gina Dutt and their children, all these diamonds. What a wonderful group of people. And Steve, I did it. I got 5 seconds left. So sorry if you lost any money. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. Love you.
This is a copyrighted program of Markerman Productions, affiliated with MarkerNet Incorporated.